This video is sponsored by Boxu. Boxu is a monthly subscription service that gives you a variety of snacks, candies, and teas that come directly from Japan. Each month's box has a different theme to it, so the items you get will never be exactly the same. This month's box is particularly special because it is Hanami themed, which is Boxu's most anticipated collection of the year. You get limited edition cherry blossom themed snacks, and anyone who subscribes in the month of March will receive this as their very first box. They actually show you what their themes have been in the past, and what exactly those boxes have come with. I highly recommend checking it out on their website to get some sort of expectation of what you can get each month. They also provide more detailed information about each snack provided, such as the manufacturer of it, and common allergens that are in it. That already is a lot more than other subscription services do. The other great thing about this service is that it helps support small local businesses in Japan. If you're interested in trying this out for yourself, make sure to click the link in the description and use my code Larry10 to get 10% off of your subscription. Alright guys, so I have with me the best player in Europe, the best Wario in the world, Glutonny.
Hello.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this. I've been trying to get this dude for the longest time, so I'm happy I finally was able to get the interview started, or get the interview. But yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Going back to France. The jet lag is still hurting. Like, and my body doesn't know when he should sleep. It's like it's 2 a.m. And I was really tired at like 3 hours ago, but now I have energy again, so it's really weird. But...
Did you just get back into France, or like, what was it, like a few days ago?
Yeah, I came back Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Dude, jet lag sucks. Yeah. It sucks.
It's the same for Enki and Shido who were with me. Like now, they can't sleep during the night. They can only sleep during the day. It's really weird.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into it. I want to start off by, just asking how you got into competitive Smash, and also how did you come up with your tag Glutonny? Because I want to guess and say it was from Full Metal Alchemist, but I don't know if it was.
Yeah, it was. So the story is really simple. I did my first tournament. I was like 13 years old, and I was asking myself for a tag because I didn't even knew that I needed a tag. And I was like, okay, I'm watching Full Metal Alchemist, and Wario looks like Glutonny, from the anime, because he eats everything. He's fat, and he just looks like Wario. And since I was playing Wario, I was like, okay, my tag will be that. That's it. I didn't think about it more than that. So yeah, I started the competition when I was 13 years old, and I started it in a convention. So it's called Japan Expo. I don't know if you have that in US, but yeah, I think you have some similar things, of course. Not the same name. It's like an anime convention, and in this anime convention there was some small tournaments, and I did it. It was my first tournament, and I went into grand finals, and in grand finals I met Leon. So Leon was the guy who was winning all the tournaments in France at that time. And at this tournament I didn't even play Wario. I was playing Sonic and Meta Knight, I think, something like that.
Wow.
And okay. Leon talked to me. He said, "Whoa, you're pretty good for someone who never did any tournament. Do you want to do some tournament?" I was like, yes, I'm searching for tournaments since so long time, and I couldn't find it because at this time when you were writing on Google Smash tournament, you couldn't find anything. The only one I could find was a tournament organized by Nintendo. Like, it was a really weird tournament. It was 2 against 2 with the objects and all the stages. It was not really a good tournament, and this was the only one we could find. But since I met Leon, he put me in the French Smash community, and then since then I could do more tournaments. And then my second tournament was a real one, not in a convention, and this is the tournament where I beat Leon, and I like 3-stock him twice, I think. So it was first in pool and then in bracket, and I went second at this tournament. And this is how I got known by the community, because I was literally nobody. I came to the tournament and I went second, and then like everyone wanted to play with me. Everyone told me to come to more tournaments and stuff like that, and this is how it started.
Wow. So that's crazy to hear, you know. Your first tournament, you get second. My first tournament, I think I went like 2-2 or something, and then you know most people their first tournament they get annihilated, but you already like came out really good. It's funny because I do remember in Brawl like Leon always spoke very highly of you. He was just like always speaking very highly of you, so I can see why he does. Yeah, for people who don't know, also. Glutonny is a Brawl veteran. He was, I want to say, for like most, if not all of Brawl's competitive life, you were considered the best Wario. I want to say I remember you going to I think it was Skatar or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'm assuming that was your first time in the US.
Yeah, it was the first time and the only time I went to US in Brawl.
Okay.
It was so weird because like I didn't even move in France or in Europe to go to tournaments. I think I've never been to any European tournament because my parents didn't allow me. But for this tournament, Leon talked to my parents so much and tried to convince them to come. It was hard, but we managed to come. But like, it was so different than what I was used to. It was really stressful, and I was like, I don't know where I am. So it's a really weird atmosphere, and yeah, it was my first tournament. It was a good experience, but like a hard tournament.
Okay, so one of the main things I remember about this tournament, I'm sure you remember it too. You did it was like a grudge match or a money match with Atomisk, and he was dressed up as Captain America. Do you remember that?
I will always remember that. It's not possible to forget that. It was so like the first time I see him, like I was just in front of my TV just expect him to come like any other money match.
Yeah.
And when I saw him in the far away with the Captain American cosplay, it was like, okay, so this is America.
Yeah, that was...
it was so funny that like not even possible in France or in Europe. Not even people will not even think to do that, but in US they just do it. So it was really funny.
Yeah, it was definitely funny to watch. You beat him, right? I'm pretty sure you.
Yeah, I beat him, but it was when I think again about it, it was really weird because like it was supposed to be like an impossible matchup for Wario because
DDD.
It was just jab, grab, down throw, grab, down throw, grab, down throw, up smash for free. It was true combo. I couldn't do anything, so it was a really weird matchup. And I remember that at the end I was supposed to die, but the platform of Smashville, like no, it was moving at this time, so the platform saved me, and he still up smash even if there was the platform, so I could just shield, and he missed the up smash, and then I punished him with a waft, and I won like this. So it was so it was a weird match.
Yeah,
it was Brawl time.
That was definitely Brawl. So in case you guys don't know, in Brawl, Wario for whatever reason had this weird mechanic where if you grab released him, he had like a lot of end lag, enough to where characters could just like combo him with like up tilt or up smash. DDD could also chain grab Wario, so he just down throw, regrab across the stage, and then he just holds him, waits for him to break out, and he just gets like whatever he wants basically. The matchup, it was not a fun matchup. That was a Brawl. So for Europe, you didn't really travel that much, you said. So I'm assuming you just stayed in France. You went to like the little events that were there in Europe, and then you just did that.
So I couldn't do even tournaments in France. I could only do it in Paris. When it was outside Paris, my parents didn't allow me. And even for like Smash Fest and stuff like that, I couldn't do them. Because I'm from the region of Paris, but I don't live in Paris. So if I wanted to go to tournaments or to go to people's house, I should have gone to Paris, like, take the train and stuff like that. And since I was only 13, 14, my parents didn't want me to do it alone. So the only time I could go to tournaments was when my brother was coming with me. So I was basically training with him and against computers mostly, and also a bit of Wi-Fi, but Pro Wi-Fi was even worse than Ultimate, so it was not real training. So I couldn't really train with people, and so it was hard. But I could do like one tournament every 2 months maybe, or every once per month maybe. It was not that much. Like I think in 5 years of Brawl, I think I do more tournaments in Ultimate now in 1 month than in 5 years of Brawl, you know.
That's crazy.
I couldn't do that much.
Yeah. All things considered, it's still impressive that you were, you're one of the best players in Europe. I want to say you were like top 5, top 3 in Europe in Brawl. So, I mean, considering how often you play, that's pretty nuts.
It was Brawl time. I mean, people were playing, but we were not like, nobody had a specific way to train. Like people just play to play, but people were not really trying to be the best ever or stuff like that, because there was no money and it was more for fun and passion. So I think like when you understand something fast by yourself in the game, it will just make you better and faster than other people, because they just don't really train. I guess that's why it was possible to be at top level, even with just playing with my brother and computers mostly, because it would literally be impossible now in Ultimate, because like of course people are way better. You can have information better in an easier way too. People are getting coach and stuff like that. At this time I couldn't even watch videos. Like I barely knew about YouTube, and there was not that much videos on YouTube. There was a bit, but not as much as Ultimate, of course. I don't know if it's talent or just finding your character and finding a good way to play it, even if it's randomly. But yeah, that I think it was possible just because people don't really train the game at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree with you. Brawl was not nearly as competitive as Smash 4 or Ultimate, and like honestly, if it was, everyone would just be Meta-Knight Ice Climbers, because because they're ridiculous.
If you wanna win, just play Meta-Knight.
Yeah. Okay, so let's fast forward a little bit to Smash 4. So Smash 4 is out. Wario is kind of not as good as he was in Brawl, and yeah. And I mean, you were playing it competitively, like to my knowledge, but just not as seriously as before. Like I don't know if you played it as seriously as you did Brawl, but yeah, you can kind of go more into that.
Yeah, I think I was playing it even more seriously than Brawl, but there was a lot of different things. So for first, Wario was really bad, so it took me more time to be like the best all the time, because I was doing good results, but like sometimes first, sometimes third, sometimes second, sometimes fourth. I was going only first, only at the end when I was understanding the game way more, because like the character was so bad that I couldn't rely on it. And also one of the main problems was that at the beginning of the game I was maining Greninja. I don't know if you remember, but Greninja Vanilla was like top tier.
It was broken, yeah.
It was really good. You could shuriken to grab true combo, I remember.
That's crazy.
It was so broken, and I loved it so much. And I was even playing with Ramin at the beginning of the game. When he was playing Shing, I was playing range and stuff. So I was so happy to find a main that was really good and I like, because he was going so fast and doing so fun stuff. I was not even playing Wario at the beginning, but then he got nerfed so much. It was so hard. Then I started to like try to find myself. I was playing Falcon, I was playing Wario. I tried a lot of different characters, and then it took me more time. And also the fact that Diddy Kong was so broken at the beginning. It's like at the beginning you don't really know if it's you, or you're just bad, or your character is bad, or just Diddy Kong is too strong. And it was really hard to know about that. And also my mentality was pretty different, because I was like, oh, I want to be good. I don't really want to be the best, so I will not pick Diddy just to win, because it was not really my goal. I just wanted to have fun and stuff like that, because of course it was not even possible for me to live out of Smash, so it was just a passion and just having fun at tournaments. But then the game started to be bigger and bigger, have bigger events, so I tried to take it more seriously. And also when I saw that the US tournaments were really big, that some players were doing this full time, of course it was more interesting. So I tried to focus more on the game and maybe train more, and it worked, because I did some good results. For example, at Smash World Tour, where I beat Kameme, and this is how I got famous even in US, and then they invite me for events and stuff. And then I realized that Smash was big, actually really big. So I tried to take it more seriously, and then I did more tournaments. The thing is, at that time I was doing my studies. So at the beginning of Smash 4 I was in license after I had my master degree, so I didn't have that much time to play. And when I was going to tournaments in Europe, it was really hard because since I was a student, I didn't have that much money. There were no sponsors, so sometimes I was like really broke, and I had to take my train, do the tournament, and I don't have money to take the train back. So I need to win instantly, and it was a lot of winning by cash, so I could just use the cash I win to go back to home. So this is where I was taking it more seriously, because if I don't win, I just can't pay my rent and stuff like that, because I was using some money to travel and to participate to tournaments. So yeah, I had to win. So it was not even a question. I had to win, and this is where I started to play more seriously. The thing is, I was kind of blocked because Wario was bad. I knew it, but I was like, okay, he's bad, but I'm good and I can even win even if he's bad. And that was true in Europe. But when I was going to US, and I realized that when people just play optimally good characters, they don't really have to be that good to just destroy me just by applying their game plan. So I was like, okay, maybe the thing I thought is not really possible in the real life. And even if I'm better, it's not possible to be twice better as the best of the best, you know. Like, I can be better than most people, but if I have to be way better to win, it's just not possible. I will never be way better than the top players. And when I realized that, I was like, okay, I need to change my character. And this is why I started to try other characters and stuff like that. But then the game was done, because as I said, I didn't have that much time to play because of my studies. And then the Ultimate came out, and it was pretty different.
Okay, wow. So I didn't know that. I actually did hear from someone that you were studying. I didn't know you were like doing your master's. I thought it was like a bachelor's degree. But yeah, damn, that's dedication. And then also the fact that you were willing to like bet your rent money on winning. That's I love that, because it's like, it just shows the confidence, you know, because a lot of people won't bet on themselves, but you bet on yourself. And I mean, and with Wario, that's even more crazy. You're betting on yourself with a character that sucks.
Yeah, he was really bad. Now what I think about it, I think I was crazy, and I should not have done this, but it worked.
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like in some ways, in order to succeed in some stuff, you have to be a little bit crazy, you know?
Yeah.
Someone was asking, what was your master's in?
Bioinformatics. So my license was only biology, but then in master I had to choose like a specific thing, and I choose informatics. That means I was doing biology and informatics, and it's called bioinformatics in French, at least. I don't know if it's the same name in English, but it was like something that was growing up a lot at this time. Maybe some of the people in the chat know it, but it's like there is a lot of demand on this, because like, you know, in biology you just recalled a lot of data, but before the data was not that big, so you could do it with your computer or by yourself. But now it's so big that you have to know what the data are about, and to understand them, and to do your own algorithm, you know, to extract the data and to understand and to interpret them. And this is what I was doing. And there's a lot of jobs like that. There is more of job asking than no. I don't know how to say.
So there's like more demand than there are people who are doing the job.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So it sounds like you're like you have like a analytics job.
Exactly.
Okay, wow. Okay, so that kind of leads me into like my next question. So we're gonna go on to Ultimate. So something I've noticed about you is that I feel like you're a very analytical person, and I feel like that kind of works with with what you got your master's degree in. Because when I watch you play, I feel like so many of your conversions are just like, you don't even think about them. Like as soon as you hit someone, it's just clockwork. Like you hit the same conversions like every time. It just looks so rehearsed. So I want to ask, how often would you say you practice your combos with Wario, and like on how many different characters? Because I'm sure there's like different like combo weights and like hurt box shifting.
I never practice them like in training mode. The simple thing is there's too many things that can change, and I think it will not help me to do it in training mode because it's too bad. The training mode is too bad, and it's too far from the real matches. So I just train them in real match and not in training mode. Also, like for example, the waft combos, you can't train them in training mode because you can't have waft when you want. So it's really useless. So no, I can't train them. But the thing is now with the mode, the training mode.
The training mod pack.
I think. Yeah, the training mod pack now, I think it's better, and now I will be able to train them. And for example, like the problems with Nair not connecting down tilt hashtag 2, I think it's really inconsistent, and it was not affecting me that much before, because like of course when you're way better than your opponent, even if this little thing don't work, you will still win. But in US, since I'm not better than everyone, these small details have way more importance. So I need to know when it will connect, when it will not connect, and I think working on that will be really, really important for me. But like the true combos and stuff like that, it's more instinctive than working, Well, it's still working because I work on in match, but it's not like everyday training. I can't really do that as well, I think. So I train them in real match.
Okay, so how often would you say you play against people to like to practice those combos? Because again, like they look so consistent when you hit them.
Like I can't say, because sometimes I can play like 10 hours or 12 hours in a day just because I play with someone or in a Smash Fest, and then I don't play during 1 week just because nobody is available or not at the time, or I'm not available too. I can't say that I practice them regularly, but just the thing is, when I play, I always focus on something and I don't play for nothing. So I try to optimize when I play. So every time I play, I will maybe work a lot on my advantage or my combos. Since I don't waste time when I play, I train them fast and I understand them fast, and I try to memorize when does it work, when does it not work, against who, in which GI. I try to memorize it as much as I can because I can't practice it alone. I have to optimize all the time when I play with someone. Okay,
wow. So basically whenever you play against someone, you have a specific goal in mind on what to practice. It's really good. I do remember at the G4 Invitational when we played friendlies, you did take notes. I remember like you actually like wait stop. I need to write notes about something.
I do that when I know that I will not be able to play against the guy during 2 hours. Like when I play 2 hours, it eventually stays in my mind without even noting them. But since I knew that we could only play like 10 minutes or even less, I'm like, okay, if I understand something, I have to write it right now because I will not be able to practice them. The thing is, there is 2 steps. There is first step is recognizing the thing, and the other step is making your body to know it. That means
muscle
when
memory.
My body know it, I can even close my eyes and it will know what to do. But this takes way more time, and I have to focus on that thing during like more couple of hours. Sometimes it depends on the specific thing. So when I know I can't, I will just write it. So the next time I play against a Falco, for example, I will try to focus on the thing I write.
Okay.
So I can just remember them.
Okay, so I guess that's why your combo game is so consistent, because basically you just like super focus on specific things, and then once you like have that in your mind, you just put it to muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's really, really good. It's also just it's hard to do, like, because there's so many characters in this game.
Yes, that's it's cool. It's a cool thing about Ultimate that there's so many characters, but it's really, really hard for some people. Like there's some characters that can just apply their combos or their same game plan against like half of the cast, and it will just work, and they have just to work against some of them. But Wario has to play differently against almost every matchups. I think there's like maybe Bowser or Donkey Kong that plays the same way. Wario can play the same way against those two, he can play the same way against like some few other characters, but otherwise, like if you play the same way, two different projectile characters, for example, even if they look like a lot, or you'll have to really be precise in everything. So yeah, it kind of forced me to be all the time focused on what I do.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely shows with how you play Wario. So I wanted to ask something else, like I guess kind of going back to the beginning of Ultimate. So Ultimate just comes out. You play Ultimate Wario for the first time. Mm-hmm. How did you feel, especially after coming off of Smash 4 Wario?
I was so happy. Like the first game I played him, I was like, he might even be top tier because the combo was really good, the mobility was really good, he didn't have lag, he had a lot of tool to kill. Like in Smash 4, nothing killed. It was literally only waft. Like maybe Nair was connecting better, but it was only that. The only good thing about Wario was the fact that there is two stock and you can just getting destroyed from the beginning, but if you remove one stock, you just can with fish for waft. In this game, he doesn't really need that. It's of course it's always a bonus, but like even Wario without waft is a good character, you know. Of course, better to have the waft, but he has a lot of other tools to rely on, and the combo game was really good. His recovery was still really good. The fact that he's really fast was good too, and yeah, he was definitely a good character, and I could see it, so I was really happy. And then I just tried him in tournaments and I could see that the character was really good, so I was really happy and confident about the rest of the game.
Okay, so Ultimate, you know, you're the best player in Europe. I think like uncontested. I don't think anyone can argue that you're not in Ultimate. What do you think pushed you to become so good? Because I feel like at the beginning of Ultimate, it wasn't even close that you were the best player in Europe. Unless there is someone that I'm not thinking of, but
no, even if at the beginning it was really it was not close. I think that the fact that the character was really good helped me a lot. Also, I was understanding a lot about the Smash game at the end of Smash 4, because my character was so bad that I had to understand a lot of things to win. Also, I had a different goal, because in Smash 4, as I told you, I was not really... I just wanted to do my best, of course, but not in a specific way. And in Ultimate, I saw that in Smash 4, the game was getting bigger and there was some sponsor interesting. And I was like, okay, Ultimate is getting so big. There's a lot of people buying in. It might interest even big teams. So I have to take it seriously. So maybe there is a big team that will be interested in Smash for Europe or France. And if I'm the best, they can maybe take me. So I was taking the game way more seriously, and even if I was still studying or working, I don't remember. I think it was the beginning of my work. Yeah, it was my last internship before I finished my master, if I remember well. So I had some time during my internship to play. So I really took it seriously, and I was wanting to win all the time, and that's what happened. I was just winning.
That's really cool, because I mean, you just the fact that you were willing to bet your rent on Smash for Wario just shows a lot, and it just sounds like that passion just transferred over to Ultimate, and it's just like the right place, right time, because Wario was an actual good character, and that's sick. So Wario gets nerfed, and everyone is pretty much saying, oh, this character sucks now, this character is done. But you stuck with him, and you're still the only solo Wario main that's like getting really good results. So what made you not only stick with Wario but not pick up a secondary?
First thing, I think people really don't understand Wario at all. Only the one who really plays him can understand him, and even the one that play him that don't really understand him that much. I think the few ones that can understand him is like Twig, and maybe that's all. Maybe some coaches who watch a lot of good Wario play, maybe they understand him well also, but I think the player who just watch him really don't understand him, because they have really bad ideas about him, like Wario plays with 2 stock because he has wafts. Wario has no range, so every Sword beat him, stuff like that. Nothing of what people thinks are true. Wario is really different than people think, but he is still really good. And also the nerf was really hard for me to understand, because at the beginning I was like, okay, it doesn't affect me that much. The only thing that affects is up tilt, because up tilt is not anti-air anymore. It's like it can work almost only for tech chase now. It's really a bad nerf. But I found pretty fast, I found some solution to play around that and use other things. So I was like, well, it's not that bad. And with the setups, there's less setups and it's harder. But since I was in Europe, I was like, okay, it's harder, okay, but I still can do it, so it's really fine. But when I went to US, it's kind of the same principle as I said about, the inconsistencies of Nair and dash attack. I feel them way more in US because people are better, and of course these small details can cost me a game or a set just because it doesn't work, or I don't think a lot about this interaction. It was the same as WAF. Like, if I miss a WAF just because it's harder now, it impacts way more just because like the games are harder, so the small details count way more. So yeah, it's a pretty hard nerf in terms of, it's still the same. It's like Wario is still as good, but it's harder, and this counts a lot when people are better. Because I think in talking about matchups, I think it didn't change any matchup, or just few, and maybe change like a bit, not that much. But they are all harder. That means if I'm not precise, if this day I'm more sleepy or I'm not that focused, it will cost me a lot. If I'm really focused all the time, it changed of course a bit, but like they didn't destroy Wario, they just put him more hard than he was already. So of course I would prefer that the nerf didn't come, but I have to deal with it. And the problem with the secondary was that Wario is so complete that sometimes when I play a matchup, I'm like, okay, this matchup is actually unwinnable, I should stop and just take a secondary. For example, Sonic and Olimar, these two matchups looked really impossible at the beginning. Like, not impossible, but of course there was like no reason to play Wario in this matchup if you play someone else. But the more I played them, the more I was like, but Wario has literally every answer to every situation. I just had to know what it was, even if it is really weird solution. There is like no situation I'm like, I'm Wario, I literally can't do anything against that. No, it's not true, because I found the solution. And now I even think Sonic and Olimar are both evenish. It could be a bit for Wario, it could be a bit for Olimar, or a bit for Sonic, or a bit for Wario. I'm like, okay, if I manage to put these matchups evenish, I maybe can do it for every matchup. And this is a good thing about Wario. He can do everything if the Wario is good. But it's also really hard, because sometimes you're not sure if it's you the problem or the character the problem. So it's really hard to go to a point where you're sure that it's not you and it's the character the problem. And that's why changing for a secondary is really hard, because I still don't know in some matchup if it's just me doing bad things. Because when I just watch, I'm like, oh, I should have just done that. It's not Wario, it's me. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, I think, to play Wario, because of the reasons I said. Also, since I don't go that much in now yes, but before I couldn't go that much in US. So I was like, I will not lose my time by playing secondaries, because I don't have that much time to play with good people with Wario, so I need to play Wario against them. So I couldn't really work on my secondaries. And even if I think some of my secondaries are really good, they have literally no experience against US people. So if I just play them in tournaments, there is no way I can win matches. I should first train them with people. But as I told you, I still don't know if it's really needed. Maybe Wario is enough for every matchup in the game. So I'm still not sure about that. I still have to think about it, but I still think Wario can make it.
Okay. It sounds like you have like a lot of confidence in Wario, way more than anyone. Like that's for sure, like without question, you have way more than anyone. Yeah, it just seems like whenever there's an issue with Wario, or like not with Wario, but whenever someone sees a matchup like as difficult, or like a particular situation as difficult, you're just like, okay, you may see it that way, but but there's answers here. It may not be like the most easy / straightforward answer, but it's there, and you can make it difficult for your opponent if you know the answer. Yeah, I mean that makes sense. I think in those types of situations, it's probably better because it makes it easier to like to pick apart particular matchups, like instead of just like switching characters, because you're not really getting rid of, and in some cases you're not really getting rid of the issue you have with the matchup. You're just like running away from it by switching characters.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
exactly.
Yeah,
I don't want to fall in this mistake.
Yeah, that makes sense. What I will say is I'm a big fan of your wolf. Your wolf is sick. I wish if you did pick up a secondary, let's play wolf. Come on.
Yeah.
We got the same. They got. He has Wario-esque airspeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really fast in the air. I love playing him. I think I don't like playing him like during 3 hours because sometimes it's repetitive. But like just few sets or during 1 hour and stuff like that, I think it's really fun and he's really good.
Yeah.
I don't know about like, since there is not that much wolf doing really good results, I don't know if just they don't play him anymore or not top players pick wolf anymore, so we don't see him that much, or maybe he's not that good anymore in this meta. I really don't know about that. And I think he's still really good, but I don't know why people dropped him.
What I will say is I feel like for Wolf, it's kind of the same thing as Wario. They just there's like a lot of stuff that just isn't optimized or people aren't doing as much yet. But hopefully I'll change that. Yeah, we'll see. There was something else I wanted to add regarding Wario. So I feel like regarding the nerf to Wario, one of the big reasons why he got nerfed is I think in Japan he was the most used character. So there's just a lot of Pocket Warios coming out of nowhere and like upsetting people. So I think it's kind of what you said. They didn't make Wario like that much worse, but instead they just made the character significantly harder.
The way they were playing in Japan was like really a specific way. If you watch the games, they were all playing really KMP Wario, and only in some specific matchups. So the problem, let's say, with Wario was that he could play this kind of game plan too easily against some characters, because he could just wait all the time and just wait for wafts, and then the setups were so easy that you could just up air, up tilt, down air. There was so many setups and not that hard to do that you could play him like that and just win this kind of matchups, and that's why they were using it only in some matchups, and maybe that's why they nerfed him. But like, he was just using as a counter pick, not like a broken character that anyone can pick for any matchup and just win. It was just for a specific matchup. It would be surprising if they nerf it for that. I don't know why they nerfed the up tilt, to be honest, because it was good, but there is so many other moves that are way better and way more broken than that. It was a weird nerf, because they didn't even buff the other things, the other inconsistencies in the character. Just nerf the easy. He doesn't have that much easy things. Like the up tilt was easy for sure, but it's fine. There's a lot of other characters having a lot of easy things, and it's not nerf. I think it was really broken, but not broken enough to have a real reason to nerf him, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. There are definitely more characters that were deserving nerfs that didn't get touched. That was a loud car. Okay, so let's talk about Summit. So Summit 4, you were pretty much the talk of the town. Everyone talked about how you just destroyed them in friendlies. Like, you were just beating everyone, apparently. Yeah, I guess you want to talk a little bit about that and your Summit experience?
Yeah, it was really, really good experience, because I was expecting the tournament a lot, because I really wanted to play all the time with good players just to train, specifically because I saw that the meta is really different in US, and I had to play with this type of people to adapt to the meta and to know how Wario can play. Then so I was really excited to play, and I think I got better really, really fast when I was playing there. Like, even the second day I was playing really different than the first, and I started to beat people way harder. And also the fact that it was in free play and not in tournament made me play a more free way to play and not only scared, because when I was in tournament you know, when you go to a tournament not often and you just do like 18 hours of flight, when you are actually in tournament, of course you're gonna be way more stressed and you're like, okay, I need to be safe because I don't want to lose. So the I don't want to lose sentence goes way too much in your mind than the I want to win. And the fact that I don't want to lose comes make you play in a different way. But since it was just Summit in free play, I didn't have I don't want to lose. I just want to play and I'm happy to play, and I was playing in a way better way. And I managed to do it also in brackets in some matches when I was not stressed. And even the fact that I see that this way of playing was working so much kind of made me realize things that I could play in a different way, and I just thought I need to play this way also in brackets. Of course, it doesn't work in every matchups or against every people, but I still need to let myself play and stop being so afraid all the time. And it really helped me a lot to do that. And of course, it's not over. I still have some problem about that, and I still don't know how to play like that all the time. And in Optima, where in some matchup I just don't have to play like that. I can't play like that. I still have to figure this out. But it helped me a lot. I was really, really happy to be able to play with all these people, and that they realized how good I am, of course, was really good too. And even for myself, realizing that I could beat good people that hard, it was really good for my confidence, of course. And also that I could even beat good people during the bracket helped me. Because for example, against Light, I was getting destroyed 2-0. It was the first game of the day. I couldn't even warm up, and I don't know if you watched the games, but even the game I was winning, my advantage was not that good because my combos were not on point. I was cold, but I still win just because I worked on so many things that now I don't rely that much on, my 0-to-death stuff or my combos. Because before, when people play me, they was like, oh, you have really good advantage. That's it. And my disadvantage was kind of bad. My neutral too. But now I worked so much on my disadvantage and my neutral that even when I don't have my best advantage, I can still win games. And it was really, really important for me. Specifically, I could even beat Light like that. This was really good news for me. And against Leo, it was different. I think I was playing really good in every aspect against Leo. Even if he was not like at his best, of course. It gave me a lot of confidence to be able to beat these good players, and it will be really good for the future, I think.
Yeah, your play at Summit was definitely impressive to watch, just all around. So do you feel like playing at Summit kind of gave you a more complete play style? Because you talked about how you only had good advantage, but you said you feel like you're more well-rounded, it seems.
Yeah, so it gave me so many different things. So I could work on my neutral. I could work on so many different things. Also playing with different type of people, the way they play. I needed to adapt to that, and I could do it by playing them in friendlies. So yeah, I'm way more complete now. And I played so much. I was playing like all the time, 10 hours per day with a lot of different people. I play with the Japanese and the Mexicans and the Americans. It was so nice, and it was really a really important event for me.
It's definitely cool to see, because I mean, the few times I played him, I'm like, dude, this guy is it's just dope. So it's cool to see. It sounds like also competition, a lot of it's just mindset. So it just seems like Summit put you in the right mindset that you need to be in going forward. So that's fantastic. I want to talk about something that I've noticed, and I just want to know if you agree or disagree with it.
Okay.
I feel like you've been missing more WAF confirms recently. Do you feel like it's because of your adjustment in playstyle, or do you think it's nerves?
I think it's a lot of things. So it can be affected by stress. Nerf doesn't help, of course. The fact that I rely less on advantage, like maybe before I was more focused when I was in advantage. I was like, okay, this is my time because I'm really good in that and not in others. So I need to find my WAFs, otherwise I will lose. Now I'm more like it's just a bonus. Also, it's really bad, but the fact that I played in Wi-Fi during like 2 years made me a really bad habit, is that even with a pair waft that are supposed to be on reaction, now I do them on read, because in Wi-Fi you had to do them on read, and playing during 2 years of a pair waft on read made me this bad habit. And sometimes when I like I autopilot it on read, and before I was autopiloting it on reaction, and I need to work a lot on that. There is also, this is unfortunate too, but my hands problems, like, you know, I have tendinitis, and
I didn't know that.
yeah, I have it since like 2 years, and if I don't play too much it's fine, but for example at Summit I was playing 10 hours a day, and it hurt pretty really bad. And like sometimes I'm scared of pushing a button because it hurts, so sometimes I'm more hesitating in my inputs than before. So yeah, this is kind of bad. I need to work on this, maybe buy a controller that is easier to do the inputs, because you know the L and R are really hard, and like just my hands are really bad. So there's a lot of different stuff. I think I can still work on it, but you're right, I'm missing more wafts due to all these reasons.
The tendinitis thing, I did not know that. That's that's really unfortunate.
I don't speak about it that much because I think it's useless, but it's pretty bad, and I need to see people for that, to try to not play as much. And yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Do you do like do you do any hand stretches? I heard that helps. Okay.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things. Like there's a lot of different advices about it, and it's really hard to know which one really works, because there is some people putting I don't know the name in English, but in French it's essential oils. So you just put them on your tendons and can help. Some people say that you have to put your hands in warm water. Some people say it's in cold water. You can also do the exercises. Some doctors can also do some massage on it. You can also eat collagen. I don't know the name in English, but in French it's collagen. It's like something natural that you can find in some specific ingredients that are supposed to help for that. There is a lot of different things to do, but it's really hard to know which one really works.
It definitely makes sense. Like you kind of just have to go with like how that particular thing feels for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Of course, when you just don't play, when you rest is the best thing to do. But sometimes I just can't, and I have to play because there's tournament. For example, I couldn't play between Summit and Collision, and I couldn't even play free play at Collision. That was the thing I hated the most about Collision, because I lose to Tweak and Cola, and then I usually like I'm really mad during 1 hour or two, and then I'm like, okay, I'm mad, but I need to play to get better. And this time I couldn't even play, so it was even worse for me.
Yeah, that sucks. Could you just not play because there wasn't setups available? Or
no, just because it hurt too much.
Oh, your hands. Play, yeah. That, like, it's so crazy to think about, because I mean, you don't talk about it, so I
just have to deal with it.
Yeah, I think your next event is the Invitational in Mexico, right?
Yeah. I was supposed to. I could do. There is a Wanted next week, but for the same reasons, I think I will not do it, because it's not like it's a good tournament, of course, but it's not the most important one. So I think I have to make some decision. I will just rest during this time, try to practice, but like not that much.
Yeah.
And do more analysis and stuff like that. So yeah, my next event will be the Invitational in Mexico. It will be a really great event. And do you come?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah,
should definitely play a lot of friendlies.
Yeah.
So that event's happening, and I think for both of us, it's going to be really good practice going into the event that's happening the week after that, which is going to be Genesis. You're going to Genesis, right? I'm assuming you're going to Genesis. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's the new Evo after all.
pretty much. Do you think that is Genesis to you the tournament you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah. Before it was Evo and Genesis. Now I think Genesis is the biggest one. Like if you do good result or you win Genesis, it's really the best thing to do as a smasher, I think. And there will be so many good people. Like we could even see at Collision there was already a lot of good people. I think it was maybe the more stack, I don't know, since a long time, because there was not all the top players, but I think there was a lot of just before, more than Glitch, for example. And it was a really good tournament, but Genesis will be even harder and even bigger.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course I'm looking forward to it, and I will try to prepare it as much as I can.
Okay. I also have to bring this up. When I think of Genesis, one of the things I think about is that combo you got on Nairo. That was that was.
It will follow me forever.
I mean, it was a good combo. And then like that into the pop off, it was just like it was great.
Well, when there is 3 nairs connecting in a row against Palu, of course I will pop off.
I have one last question to ask you. Would you be interested in doing a debate with Tweak talking about Wario?
Yeah.
You would be interested in doing it?
Of course, because I think sometimes he's just really pessimistic about some things, but he has a really good point of view. And as I told you before, he's one of the only ones that really understand Wario. So it would be really interesting, and it will maybe make me realize of some things about the character. I don't know, but I think it will be interesting for both of us, and even for people that are interested about Wario. It will be really good.
All right, cool. I am going to try to set that up because that's one of the things I've been doing is just like having people debate about certain things. So yeah, you two debating about Wario would be fantastic. It'd be really good to hear both sides. But yeah, that's it. Do you have any socials that you want to plug? Like YouTube and stuff, Twitch, Twitter?
Yeah, I think my Twitch and my YouTube. If I don't know if you guys know, but I do a lot of content in YouTube. Try to stream also. I was thinking about doing like English videos, but I don't know if there is a lot of people following me that speak English. And also like if I do some English streams, I don't know if people will be interested by that. But if a lot of people ask me if I could do it, it would be cool for me also to talk to English people.
I'm sure you would get a lot of people who would want to do that. So for this video, guys, comment if you want Glutonny to do more English content. Also, what is your all of it? I'm assuming this is Glutonny SSB.
Yeah, like everywhere is Glutonny SSB, like YouTube/Glutonny SSB, Twitch.tv/Glutonny SSB, everywhere.
All right. Cool. Yeah, so thank you for doing the interview. It was great. It was actually really we never talked. This is literally the longest I've ever talked to you.
Yeah, that's true.
So it was really good to just learn about you. It was really nice. I'm gonna try to get that debate thing with Tweak up together, because I think it'll be just good to hear about. But thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so guys, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, follow Glutonny at all of his platforms. But that will do it, guys. Have a good one. Take care.